All right. Hey, Sunshine. How are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Conversations with Selena Sunday edition. If you are new, welcome to the club. Welcome to Conversations with Selena Club. You are now family. So I'm so excited today about our episode. It is a very serious topic that we have to discuss. So come on, join us. Let's discuss. It's a must. We're going to give you just a few minutes if you would be so kind and to share the video. Please click share. Please click share. The more, the merrier. We need to get this message out to as many people as possible. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing. Hey, Shirley. Hey, Tamra. They're saying, hey, Sunshine. All right. So while I'm waiting on you all to share, because I know that you're going to do exactly what the Sunshine asked you to do, you're going to share it. I am going to play my commercial for the sponsors of this particular segment. We had a business event on Friday night. It was my very first event, and I'm so thankful to everyone who participated. We will have another one on Friday night, the 19th. So if you are interested, please let me know. So make sure to enjoy this presentation. If you need to know how to get in contact with any of these vendors, let me know, and I'll be right back. That last one was me. So thank you all for joining again. I am Selena, and I am a motivational speaker and personal development life coach who serves women that have experienced trauma, including abuse, overcome their fears by increasing their self-worth and self-confidence. So thank you again for joining, and I am going to introduce to you my panel for today. So up top, we have Annie Mae and Jade. Say hey, ladies.
Hi.
So this is their first time. And I also have returning author Angela Wynn. She has bookstowin.com. Say hello, Angela. We can't hear you.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Okay, good. I can hear you now.
I don't know.
We heard you. It just took a minute. Yes, there's a delay. Okay. It's like you're moving in a robotic type of form.
I don't know what's going on. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're fine. So while she's working on that, I just want to let you know what this is about. So last week, before we went live to discuss bullying, because Angela has a book on bullying, 30 minutes literally before we went live, I found out about a young man who's right here in Pearl River County who committed suicide, and it was due to bullying. So I reached out to both Annie Mae and Jade, and let me let her back in. There you go. So I reached out to them, and they were more than happy to come and discuss what they know about the situation, what they did about the situation. And so I'm so thankful and appreciative that they agreed. I mean, with no hesitation, they agreed to come and talk to us. And since that particular night, Angela was on with me. I asked her to please come back so that we could have a conversation about this topic to get the word out and awareness on bullying, on depression, and on suicide. So this may not be the last one because these are really broad topics that are very serious.
Yes.
And we want to reach someone, reach the masses so that this does not have to be just common conversation that he died. He committed suicide. He was depressed. He was bullied. No, 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 no. Someone should have known. Someone should have paid attention. And we have to do something about it. So I'm going to ask them. Let me go to the comments real quick. Oh, Tamara says she loved it. Thank you, Tamara. So we will stop occasionally just to go to the comments. I hate to do it that way because sometimes by the time you get to the comment, it was something that was previous. But if we're flowing, I won't interrupt for a comment. But if we're at a point, I will go to the comments so that we can engage the audience.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me fix all this stuff. I say I'm just all right. So Anime, I'm gonna start with you. What prompted you to organize the rally? What was inside of you that said, I need to stand up and I need to do something on Gavin's behalf?
So this kind of all started with a message from her. And she actually told me what happened because she knew I was friends with him. And she was like, hey, you knew him, right? And that's when I was kind of really upset because it was weeks ago when I found out about this issue. And so I was like, yeah, what happened? And she told me that, he had passed away. He'd killed himself. And I was like, oh my gosh. Well, then we kind of started doing some digging and I was messaging a friend and stuff. And we found out a lot, including the fact that this year he has been bullied a lot, which he's been bullied in the past. We've been in school with him. It's bad. But he's been bullied so much to the point that it kind of tipped him over the edge. And then actually something set a fire in her and she messaged us and she was like, we should do this. And we were like, you know what? Why not? And so that just it was just a comment from her that was like, hey, we should do this. And then that's when it all went ablaze.
Okay. What do you have to comment on that? What do you need to say, Jade? What was about that just really made you feel like it's me? I'm going to be the one to stand up to make a difference.
Well, not many people had known about it. They made a statement. They sent out an email within the school, and the teachers let the students know what happened. And a friend of mine actually told me about this because she was talking to me about her bullying experience in school and how nothing had been done about it whenever she had reported it. And she told me that a student had took his own life. And I asked her, I said, what student? I haven't heard about this at all. And I follow all of the school's pages, the elementary page, the middle school page, the school district page, the high school page. I follow all of them and I hadn't seen anything. And finally, I found the link that they had shared. They shared it once and it only got about maybe 20 shares amongst the teachers. And so I shared it and I was very upset because they shared one link and that was it. Nobody else heard anything about it, about the bullying issue. So I shared it and I expressed that I was very upset and very angry that it wasn't being talked about, that no one was being the voice for a young boy who lost his. And so I had let her know because she was friends with Gavin. And we were talking about it and I was like, nothing's going to change if something isn't done about it, if something isn't addressed, if there's no, nothing's bringing awareness to it.
Yeah, so, no action taken.
Yes.
Okay. So did you know him personally? I know you said that Anime was friends, but had you had interaction with Gavin?
I did. We were both friends with his older brother before he had graduated, and we used to hang out with him at R&R and at lunch and whatnot, and he was a lot of fun to hang out with. He was really sweet. And so whenever his brother started attending school after he had graduated, we talked to him and we were like, you look really familiar. Are you Logan's brother? And he was like, yeah, I am. So from then on, I would ask him, like, how's your brother doing? How are you doing in school? And how was lunch today? A lot of my interactions with him were in between lunch, going back to class from lunch.
Right.
And he was a really sweet kid. I wasn't part of his friend group or anything, but I did talk to him enough to know and get to know him a little bit and know that he was a really sweet kid.
Okay.
Right.
Angela, you want to chime in?
I would just like to ask the ladies, Annie Mae, and Jade. And I think I asked earlier, did you notice any signs, anything in particular that would made the light bulb go off and say, well, I need to probably check in with them to see exactly what is going on, or if anything is going on? Did anything that
I would notice that students would like walk up to him, and at the time that I was going there and I was sitting like near him at lunch, like across the tables from him, I noticed that students would ask him about the like how the lunch was, and just be kind of not passive aggressive, just kind of petty, I guess you could say,
Right.
about him running across the cafeteria to go get extra fries, because the extra fries was his favorite. His mom told me that he would take them home and customize them in his own ways with his own seasonings and
Wow.
different food combinations. But
Mhm.
students would kind of just make little remarks about what he was eating and walk up to him while he was eating and ask him about it. And there was a teacher who used to walk up to him and like take his plate or his fries and like walk away with them, like just picking on him. And a lot of students say that he was doing it all in good fun, and I'm sure that he was, but we're on a 30-minute time crunch to eat our food, and you're causing distress to another student, and he's asking you to stop and telling you to stop every day. And so I would just talk to him and make sure he was all good. And he always said that he was fine, but
Mhm.
you know, not everyone's going to be upfront about it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I used to hang out with him before school in the beginning of the art room. And that's where me and his other friend, we'd all just hang together, and that was our place. And no one really bothered us there just because that was our space, and we had a wonderful art teacher who, if it was like a no bullying zone in there, if anything started to erupt, there was our beautiful teacher who was like, hey, not here. You know, she was, that was our safe place. But I guess then in his safe space, he's never expressed any distress there because, you know, we were all good, we were all happy. And I guess I never thought about asking, and, you know, that definitely has opened my eyes with all of this, to just think about reaching out and asking and saying, hey, are you okay? Hey, are you feeling good today? I just never thought about asking, and that's something I really have turned a new leaf to, because, you know, this
Right.
is crazy. It really is. And you just don't notice sometimes with friends. So if anyone's watching and y'all have a friend, just ask.
Right.
Ask and pay attention, because a lot of times even the response is, oh, I'm okay. You know, that does not sound like a hopeful answer.
Yeah.
I'm okay. No, you're not okay. Do you want to talk about it? But we're so in such a hurry, and we expect oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm okay. Oh, I'm okay. I'm doing good. That you could say, good morning. How are you? I'm terrible. Oh, that's so good to hear. Because the responses are automatic. It's like, did you not hear me just say I'm terrible? I didn't give you the I'm good, I'm fine, I'm great, how are you answer. I gave you I'm terrible, just to see if you're going to pay attention. So be aware of the body language, the tone that they're saying it in, because sometimes it's the hopelessness that you hear in the voice and the behavior with them isolating themselves, or, you know, doing different things out of the ordinary. So since you weren't like in his circle, it is sometimes difficult to recognize those changes. But for the people that were really close to him and us, because we do have people that are depressed and that are close to us, that are tied to us, we need to pay attention and ask those questions.
Right.
And educate yourself on how to see, you know, because a lot of us, we don't know what it looks like. So we need to educate ourselves on the signs of depression. What does it look like so that we can identify it and say, hey, hold on. Because people live with guilt because that person that committed suicide reached out to this person or that person the day of, the night before. And it's like, had I answered the phone or had I went to him when they called or her when she called, maybe I would have been able to prevent it. So it's survivor's guilt that they have also. So it's very important to educate yourself on the signs.
Once I spoke with a professional on the issue, and they said the number one thing that we need to really do is ask the question. If you see something, say something. Ask them, are you thinking about suicide? Watch the signs. Are you thinking about it? So if you see something, ask the question. And I keep wanting to say Anne Marie, but that's not it.
Annie Mae.
Annie Mae.
All one word, Annie Mae.
If I'm in your space and I notice something and I'm picking up a bad vibe about something, I'm obligated to ask you. And Annie Mae, are you okay? Are you thinking about suicide? Do you need to talk about something? Is there something that I can help with? Also, to be there once we get that response back. If you tell me, well, yeah, things are not going so well, I just don't think I can recover from this, or whatever the case may be, I need to be present and be there, to be that sounding board, to listen to you, to see how do I need to keep you in your safe space.
Mm-hmm.
What are things that I can do to help you, to keep you in the safe space, whether it's something at home, whether it's something at school, on the playground, whatever it is. I need to be able to keep you in that safe space. Then I need to help you connect. I need to help you connect with maybe Selena. Selena may know somebody, that could get you the help that you need for whatever the situation is. It may be financial, it may be psychological, whatever the case may be. There is someone there that can help you and have the resources to help you to get to where you're trying to go. If I'm the conduit that, God chooses to use to get you to that place, hey, I'm here. I'm open. Mm-hmm. And then even once we get you connected, we need to follow up. Okay, let me check on her. A couple of days or a day later, let me check on her and make sure she's okay. Let me see if I need to go sit down and have a cup of coffee or have a Coke and a smile with her, whatever the case may be. I'm your friend and I want to be considered as your friend. So if I'm your friend, if you share it with me, it's going to stay with me. If you tell me that, well, yeah, if you can find somebody that may be able to help me, you can share what my problem is with them. And let me know, and we're going to get, let me get the help that I need to get.
Yeah, and don't be afraid. You do not have to be a professional to be helpful.
Right.
So, a lot of times when you are feeling depressed and you're feeling hopeless or you're being bullied, you really want to know that someone cares and that someone will listen. And if that's what you have to give is an ear to listen to them, you may have just saved their life. So do not feel like, oh, I'm not going to ask that question because I'm not a professional. I'm not a therapist, but you do have an ear. No one needs to, you don't have to tell the person what to do. You just have to say, I'm here and to listen and I care. That's why it's so important to be nice and to be kind and to speak to people, to smile. And I know Wendy put in the comments, I believe that's Wendy. She says, sometimes it looks like an extroverted person with a big smile. And that is so true because I had a big smile on my face and I was suffering. But I knew that I had to get up and press forward. And like I said earlier, sometimes it just takes making it through the night because joy comes in the morning. And I acted on it or went completely through with anything like that, I wouldn't be here today talking with you ladies, having conversations with Selena, with my children. I would have missed out on all of that. So my heart really hurts for him and his family because had he just been able to hold on one more day, you all would have been there for him. So let's see. Tamara says that she's praying for you ladies. Wendy sends you love. And Tamara says, even when we offer to talk to someone, we have to remember to be listeners too.
Right.
That is on point right there. We have to listen. We're so quick sometimes to want to respond. As soon as they stop talking, I want to say this, but you haven't really heard and listened to them.
And
what
Selena,
they're really telling you between the lines. You have to read between the lines a lot of times.
Listen, and don't be judgmental once they share it with you. Don't be so judgmental when they share their eye story with you, because you just don't know.
Yeah, so don't be judgmental at all, because we all have a story. So it's not our place. I mean, like, who do we really think we are to even want to try to judge somebody and what they're going through, because you don't know their story.
Right. Exactly. And why you may even think that their problems aren't serious enough to warrant suicide thoughts, or how serious it may be. It might not be serious to me or to you, but it's serious to them. So yes, we have to take every comment serious. I don't care what it is.
Because that one thing may not be as serious, but when you pile it up on top of this, on top of that, you got mommy issues, you got daddy issues, you got school issues, you got bullying issues, you got mental issues, you got one thing on top of another. And so if I share with you, somebody cut me off in traffic today, you might feel like that's not a big deal, but it may have been that one thing on top of all these others that tips me right on over the edge. So again, it goes back to being active listeners, to being kind and listening, and never try to dismiss or downplay someone else's feelings.
And that's across the board. That's whether it's a child, young adult, or adult. It could be someone elderly, especially with everything that we're faced with right now in this through this pandemic. You just never know. It may be the loss of a loved one. It could be, their parents lost their jobs, so they're, having to endure the embarrassment of going through a food line just to eat, and their friends are watching, and and then you got the comments and the bullying coming forth out of that. So we just never know. We just never know what the case may be, but we just need to be open. To listen. I don't know who it was that said, be a good listener, be that sounding board, be that safe space. That may be their safe space with you. So be that.
So Amy and Jay, whenever you organized this, did you have a really good turnout as far as the students, the faculty? How did that go? Because like I said, I had no idea, and we're all right here together until later in the month after the rally. I found out a day after the rally.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually,
y'all are so cute.
It turned out amazing. Like, I was surprised at how many people came, because when we first made the Facebook group, like 5 people were going. We were like, okay, we could do 5 people. Like, that's cool. And then like we woke up the next day, it was like 30, and I was like, and then it went up to I think 200 or 100 and.
I think about 200 people.
It was about
responded.
200 that were interested or going. But when we got there, it was about 50 to 60 people that were able to come out. We made sure everybody wore their masks, so we were all, keeping distance. We had Germ-X everywhere, but it was booming. Like, it was awesome. And I was happy to see the support.
There were a lot of parents there sharing their stories about, like, what their child went through and how they went to the school board and tried to get it handled, some of which said that it did get handled, and some of which said that it seemed like it was brushed under the rug. Faculty members were there, some of which did not support the rally, but seemingly just had to be there because it was their job. Yes. Some students, after school, we set it up like right whenever students were leaving school so that they would see it and maybe come out and see what was going on. Some students came out after school, after their classes were over, and held signs and said, "Oh, thank you so much for doing this." Others took pictures of it and posted it on social media laughing at us. So
really?
Yeah. We had some kids running, and I will not name kids or what they were in, but they were running past and they were screaming at us, like they were hooting and hollering as they were running past. and not in the like yay way, more of the like in
Like,
the chest.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't
Like sarcastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it was just some of the responses were actually really good, and then some we
Yes.
just kind of have to realize that might be where the issue is coming from.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, y'all girls are making changes to the world. Proud parents.
Yes, they-
So I just really, I mean, that bothers me that we have just bullies, cyber bullies, in-person bullies, that if you're not going to support, they call them these days trolls. If you're not going to support, then don't come out and just try to make a mockery of what we're trying to do. We're
Right.
trying to make a change.
Yep.
We're trying to bring awareness, attention to this bullying
Right.
epidemic, because that's what it is. You're trying to save the next person's life. You don't want Gavin's loss of his life to be in vain. So it's like, let me stand up and be a voice for him, because he no longer has his voice. So I really do hate that people had a misconception of it, for one, because I don't understand why the lack of support. Maybe you could shed a little bit of light on why you had people out there, not the kids passing by, but maybe some of the parents or faculty that didn't seem as supportive. Did you hear anything? Do you know why?
So I recently commented on a post that kind of upset me, and it was from one of the teachers who I loved very dearly, because she supported the unique kids. So like me, who was very unique and very out there, she supported me. I used to wear cat ears, so she bought me a little headband because she loved the way that I dressed. She made a post, and it was about basically how she does what she can, and it shouldn't have been there. We shouldn't have drugged this hurt back up. And she also brought up the fact that she said, "Were you at his service?" Because I was. And that hit me the hardest, because I didn't know he had a service, because I didn't know until 3 weeks later. It hurt.
Right.
So I was real upset, and I kind of let her know. I was like, no one knows of this sweet lady who's in this hall. Not everyone knows of her, so not everybody can go to her about their issues. There are other kids who have other problems. You might have helped a group of kids, but there are still these hiding behind something.
Mm-hmm.
And she was hurt by and I guess I understand, because she helped him, and she was with him, and she taught him, and she might also be feeling guilt. But there's no need to bash us, because she's in the school. She probably sees what's going on. She probably knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And I was in that school too, so I know I've seen the same thing she's seen.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no point in hurting us and bashing us for something we're trying to do. And I understand she's in that school, but I don't know. That's a few things I've seen other teachers have similar outcomes.
Well, the thing is, it's not about them. It's not about the school.
Right.
It's not against the
Right,
school.
right.
This conversation that we're having, it's not against the school or the faculty. It is about what this young man was going through that pushed him to the point of committing suicide. So, I mean, that's not my goal. That's not your goal, to bash them or to bring up hurt. I mean, it's all about awareness.
And a lot of times, people bully, and they say things out of fear, the fear of not knowing, the fear of not knowing. Like I was speaking with the ladies earlier, and I told her, the little boy that I wrote about in my book, Ashton, he was born with a cleft lip. His bullying came from the kids because they didn't understand or had never seen anyone with a cleft lip. So they didn't know. So they bullied because of them not knowing. They made their jokes or, said their little mean comments or whatever, the things they did that caused him, to feel the way that he felt. But fear of not knowing what's going on or understanding a person will cause certain issues to arise. Them not knowing anime, is that right?
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
Okay, I got it right, girl. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Them not knowing anime would, know, oh, she have orange hair. She has red hair, whatever the case may be. So, I'm going to make fun of her because I don't know nobody with no red hair. She the first one that I've met. And I'm just using this as an example. You're the first one that I met with red hair. So I'm going to, I'm going to slide over here and make my little comments and my jokes about her, and her red hair. Not knowing that, you may be feeling some kind of way because of what I said. And you might think I'm bullying you, even though I just made a comment.
Yeah.
But that's me. That's what I took it as, just a comment. But you may not perceive it that way. So it's perception, the way people perceive things. And, I hate the fact that the teacher had that outlook on what took place, because it was, I know you weren't targeting her per se. Maybe she took it that way, that you were. But it's not a thing that you were targeting. Like Selena said, we're just bringing it to the platform to bring awareness, to open up enlighten people's understanding as to what it is and what's going on out there, but we need to pay attention as a community. And we've spoken with that, in the past days. As a community, we need to pay attention to those that surround us, especially in our immediate households and surroundings. There may be things taking place that we don't know of, but we need to communicate. That C word. What's the C word?
That C word, communicate.
And Selena says, and it's not a cuss word. Communicate. I need to come to the table and talk with Anne Marie and Jade to find out, what's going on, because you may see something that I don't see. But if I don't communicate and talk with you, I wouldn't know. Selena may see something and hear something that I don't see and hear. But if we don't communicate and we don't talk with each other, I will never go out. No, I'll be in the dark about it. But we need to come to the table and talk about it.
Well, I know I have a friend and her daughter was bullied, and it hurts her to her heart to this day, because it took such a toll on her daughter. And, parents try to get involved with the children's stuff, which makes it even worse, because in some cases, the parents are bigger bullies than what the children can be. So, we just have to keep in mind what we say and how we say it, because you don't know what someone's going through. Just like Angela made the comment about Annie Mae's hair, it's like you could have really offended her and hurt her because she was already hurting, and a nice comment would have been uplifting, but you're tooting your nose up and looking down on her hair.
And it triggered.
Yeah.
That would have been a trigger.
It could have been a trigger. So watch your words. Watch what you say. She didn't ask for your comment. I mean, she say, hey, you like my hair? No, she didn't. But we feel like we have the right to say something about someone else.
And you don't.
You stay in your own swim lane. That's what my boss called it. I think that's so cute. Swim lane. I used to say stay in my lane. But when she says stay in your own swim lane, if we do that, we should be full. Our plate should be full. It's a full-time job to take care of your business and leave someone else's alone. So it doesn't matter if she had half her head red and half her head blue. Who are you to come up and say something about it? Why are we so judgmental that we think my afro is better than her hair? Come on, people. Really? We think too highly of ourselves sometimes that we can judge others. So
yes.
And that could be what it stems from too, because when people bully, they kind of get this adrenaline rush and they're like, oh, I know. Everyone's feeding off of that. Like, this is nice. And so they'll continue to do it. And that's the issue. Like, instead of doing things like minding their own business, they're like, oh, I'm getting this adrenaline rush from picking on this kid. And it's the same thing when the parents are involved. It's funny to the bully. Like, if a parent gets involved, they're like, you are, your mom's babying you, things like that. It just kind of makes it worse, as you said. And I guess that's why I feel like it should stop at the source. Like, if it's happening in the school and the parent has to go to the school, it should stop with the school. Instead of continue on and on and on. So I I don't know why a bully does what they do. They just kind of
Yeah, it makes them feel better about themselves. And we've heard the saying that hurt people hurt people. And so
Right.
if they can bully you, it makes them somehow feel better about themselves.
Mhm.
And I had someone share a story with me that her son was being bullied, and the school contacted, both of the parents. And in this case, the parents were shocked that their child was bullying this other child. And so they, in return, was very apologetic, and they actually delivered a whole thing, found out what that child liked, and ordered a whole big basket full of everything that he liked, in a way to say, we are truly sorry about our son's behavior. And that's something that, the child will see that their parents, hey, they're not pleased with this, so let me try to do better. But I was impressed that it wasn't the other type of parent that's like, oh, my child didn't do that. My child don't do that kind of stuff.
Child don't do no wrong.
Yes, they acknowledged and apologized and tried to make that wrong right. And I know for me, I've been a bully. And I don't know if you classify it as a bully. I'm just going to say I was a bully. I was bullied, and it doesn't feel good.
Right.
But because of the depression and the hurt that I was going through, your children are smaller than you. So you can almost bully them to do what you need. Some people say you was just parenting, but I feel like I sometimes came across as a bully because I was bigger than them. I could tell them what to do, and they need to just do it. So call it what you want, bullying, parenting. I have apologized for some of my behaviors toward them, because to me, when I listen to the tone and the way that I say it, I wouldn't want it to come that way to me.
Right.
And I know that it would be hurtful, mother, parent, parenting or not, it would be hurtful. So I've tried to take a different approach. Don't always happen. Old habits are hard to break. I still kind of jump on them and say they're 17 and 23. They're bigger and taller than me, but I'm still the mama.
Right.
But I am trying to take responsibility for my actions and say, I need to talk to them differently. The world is cruel. Some people will say you need to toughen your kids up, but why can't we as a whole become gentle, become kind? Why do we have to toughen our skin up? Why can't we be who we are and be loved right where we are?
Right.
But hey, we have to adapt to the way that this world is, and it is a tough world, which is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. So I'm gonna give it back to y'all and let y'all talk, and I'm gonna sip on my tea in my conversations with Selena cup.
But what I always say, Selena, be you but be kind. Be you but be kind. And it's okay to be you. It's okay to be Annie Mae and Jade. It's okay to be Angela. It's okay to just be Selena, but be kind. You may have your issues. You may have your issues. Lord knows I have my issues. But guess what? In the midst of all of that, I still have to show kindness. I still have to show love and be loved, because some people will never see it, or they don't see it. So we have to be that person to be the change and start it. It's going to start with me. You walk in a room and the vibes are not so good. Put on that big smile. Hello. Show some love. Show some kindness. You've done your job. Let's go. Make your exit stage right. But you have a lot of people they just downright just mean. And there's no way around. You can put sugar on it, you can put fluff on it, but at the end of the day, that's just what it is. But even in the midst of that, you still continue to be you. Show kindness and show love. You be the change.
That's what I wish when I was younger, that I would have known, to, if someone was bullying me, just kind of look at the bully and be like, are you okay? Because, a lot of the times you never know what's going on in their life. And, they can be coming from a household that's not well, or, something could be happening. And so instead of sitting there and hurting over this, they might need someone to ask them that question too. And they might at first brush it off. But I don't know, maybe if you talk to someone close to them, be like, hey, are they okay? Hey, are you okay? Just if you're being bullied.
Yes.
ask. Maybe they want someone to talk to.
Yeah.
It might not be the best approach, but it's an approach that might get you somewhere.
Right. Ask, be there, keep them safe, help them connect, and follow up. So yes, I'm pretty sure. Let me ask you, Anne Marie. I heard you. I mean, Annie Mae. I don't know where I got Anne Marie from, girl. I just like that for some reason.
Everyone does. It's a name.
Have you ever been bullied before?
I have. I've been bullied quite a few times. As I've said before, I'm unique. I want to quit using the word weird because when people hear weird, they put it in a bad term. But I am very unique. I have my own style, as you can tell. Thank you. I mentioned before I used to do things like wear cat ears in school because I thought it was cute. And I was just very out there. I watched anime as a child and stuff. Well, I've had my cat ears ripped off my head, told I wasn't supposed to wear them. I was called fat and ugly on the bus before. I've had, this is weird. I was leaning over drinking water fountain more than once. This has happened more than once. It's the weirdest story, but I've had men smack my butt. And I've been called an effing lesbian and other F word meant for gay people.
The F slur.
The F slur. So, I have had my fair share of bullying, and I've known that I've gone to the office about a few. A lot of the times I couldn't put reports in because I've had no names to these people, like the men that have smacked my butt. I don't have the names of them. One of them was in a grade younger than me because you have a high school, middle school and stuff like that. He was in middle school and I was in high school, so it's not like I could do anything about him. He was a young kid. And, just things like that. I have had my fair share of tussles.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What about you, Jade?
Yes, I was. Whenever I was younger, I noticed that I was bullied a lot more. I have an autoimmune disease called psoriatic arthritis, and I had psoriasis really bad on my ankle, and students would make comments thinking oh, well, don't touch it. It's contagious. It's not contagious at all. It's just a skin condition. And I started wearing long socks to cover it in middle school. They made fun of me for wearing long socks over it. So I started wearing pants. I wore jeans all throughout my entire years of high school. And then I went to college and I didn't care so much. I don't mind anymore, but I got to high school. I was bullied by a staff member at PRC for almost an entire semester for my sexuality and religious beliefs alone. And being a target by a teacher in a professional setting is not pleasant by any means for anyone. And I didn't feel comfortable with coming forward and reporting it until I was out of her class. And I did report it, but I don't really know if anything was done. I had never heard anything about it after that point. I was still getting dirty looks in the hallway from her, side-eye glances. So maybe they just gave her a slap on the wrist, and I'm assuming she just knew it was me because I was the only person that she had an issue with.
Well, my personal story with bullying, and this is, I'm grown and I'm a manager at in a business, and I had to make some decisions for some of my staff members, and one of the staff members didn't agree with it. So the decision that I made, so I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2000, in the year 2000. So I walked with a limp. And so I went around and made the comments, well, I'm just going to push her down the stairs. If I don't get what I want, I'm just going to push her down the stairs. And to me, that was, you trying to bully me to do what you want or how you want the outcome to be. And it's not going to happen. But she didn't know who Angela was. Did it hurt me? Yes. It hurt me because I didn't expect that to come from her. But it is what it is, and it happened. But what I did, I followed through with what I had to go through, and I sat down and I talked with her face to face. Let's talk about this because this is an issue, and I would hate to have to go and report you on something as minor as this. could be just a misunderstanding, and it was because she couldn't get what she wanted. We don't get what we want all the time, right? So, and that's just a life lesson. You don't get what you don't get what you want. So she did in the end. She apologized for it, but guess what? I still had that uneasiness. I would. She can't come behind me. Don't walk behind me. I don't follow me down the hall or nothing. Please don't follow me to the staircase, the stairwell. I don't trust it. I trust you. But at least we had that conversation, right?
Right.
Had it on the table. I let her know how I felt. And we talked about that the other day as well, Selena. You remember I said, come to the table. Let's talk about it. Let me tell you how I feel. Because if you don't know how I feel, then we don't know how to address the problem.
Right. That's right. And when you're being bullied, though, it is sometimes hard. You don't know. Like, we're having this conversation after the fact, that you have to have that conversation, that you have to ask those questions, even to the bully. Do you want to talk? Are you okay? That would probably shock them, but it's only years later that you take your life experiences and you try to help someone else and prevent them from going through it. It's just, are they going to take heed? Are they going to hear this? That's why I want everyone to share this, so that you can know how to handle a bully when they come up, because bullies can affect you like majority of your life. Some of the same things that happen to you as a child, it affects your ability to have trust in people, to have great relationships with people, because you have these insecurities behind the bullies. I know my bullies, I don't remember all of them because it's hurtful. So you try to put it in the back of your mind. But I do know some of them, and they talk to me today like they never did anything wrong. And I have forgiven them. So I treat them like they've never done anything wrong. I have moved past that. My goal, in order to be free, in order to live the best life that I could live, I have to forgive these people, each and every one of them, and let them be free, and addressing people about what they did. And let's see, giving them an opportunity to apologize, it also helps them. But if you never have that conversation with them and you never see them, you definitely have to let it go for you, so that you can be free from that and say, you know what, they were hurting. They took it out on me, but I have broad shoulders. So I'm going to accept that it happened. I'm going to forgive them, and I'm going to forgive myself for allowing it to happen. And then we're going to keep it moving. You have got to keep it moving. Life is so short. If you sit and you dwell on these things, the negative things that have happened to you, you're robbing yourself of an awesome life. I mean, I've isolated myself so much that I told y'all last night, invite me. I'm ready to come now. Before I wasn't ready to come because I was over here curled up having me a pity party, with the lights off in the bed in the fetal position. But now that I have just been vocal about my abuse, whether it's verbal, emotional, financial, physical, sexual, whatever the abuse that has happened to me, I have forgiven each and every one of them. And whether I've talked to them in person or not, for me, I have forgiven them. So it frees me. But if you do have the opportunity, you want to talk to them and make sure that they're okay, because that very bully might be the one that commits the suicide. And this is important to me because I had a young man that was on my son's soccer team. At the age of 15, they were 15, he committed suicide. And of course, after the fact, you get all these stories, different things that he was going through, different things that was happening to him. But at his service, I just looked at the row because all of the soccer players were there. I'm just looking down the row, wondering, is there another one who's being bullied? Is there another one that's contemplating suicide? Is there another one that we're missing the signs? And of course, like Wendy said, sometimes it's an extrovert with a smile on their face going through being bullied. But we definitely need to educate our children. We need to educate ourselves so that we can identify this and put a stop to it. It just takes one. And
Yeah.
you all, the two of you together, that was awesome. You were able to come together in the community and you did not let the big bullies stop you from doing it. You know, you didn't let the trolls or the negative comments stop you from doing it. You
Right.
made a stand and you became their voice, just like I'm making a stand and I'm becoming the voice for the ones that have been abused, that might get abused, that hopefully we can put a stop to that before it happens as well. So
Right.
kudos to y'all. I'm very proud of you
Yes, yes,
for
yes.
standing up.
Super proud. Super proud. You ladies, you keep going. Don't you stop. I told you that earlier. You know, you have to be the voice. You are the voice for the ones that can't say anything or the ones that are afraid to say anything. So, you know, they may come to you. They may not come to you, but if they do, then, you know, take it and roll with it. Be that voice.
What else y'all have to say?
I told a nice lady on Facebook that if things are not done, we may do it again. This is still up for debate, but because we just kind of want something to be done, especially because school is more of a safe space. Your child goes there for 6 hours a day. I don't know if during COVID it's changed, but around that time they go there for a long time. And for them to be stuck in the same area that they're being bullied and harassed and the school to do nothing about, that's scary. And so we kind of hope to change something like that, especially for PRC, when things have happened and nothing's been done. We want a safe space to be for children.
Yes.
Well, yes, I read today that the administration said that they were going to do a week's worth of rally for the awareness. Have you heard anything about that?
I heard, I saw on the news segment that we were on for WLOX, whenever we had watched it back, that they have plans for a week of like mental health awareness, and that's supposed to help students like know their options about coming forward about bullying. My hope is that after that week of mental health awareness, like focusing on it, I really hope that the conversation continues. I hope it doesn't just stop there after that week and they're like, all right, well, our job is done. You know, I hope that I hope it's something that they continue to talk about, they continue to mention, they bring up regularly. I hope that teachers try to make their class more of a safe space and open their mind to talking about mental health and not making it such a taboo topic.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely taboo. And then when you get to talking about therapy to help mental health issues, that really is like, we're not going to say that because I'm not crazy. Right. Having the need and the desire to talk to someone, that's not crazy. Right. It's just you want to be able to go and say what you need to say without fear of hearing it again, which is what keeps a lot of us from opening up and talking. Right. So Aletha says, as parents and people, we have to address this issue with the school and our legislators. I know here in Texas, if a child bullies another child, the parents are held liable by law enforcement.
Wow. That's awesome. If that's what they're doing, yes, kudos to them.
Yes. She also wrote another book. Let's see what she wrote. She says Mississippi and other states need to hold parents accountable as well, whether the parents are aware or not, because this will make parents and schools understand that this is real.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Miss Aletha.
Yes, thank you, Miss Aletha. That was an awesome comment. Huh?
I agreed with that hardcore because I feel like, and especially a lot of the time, the school will take a bully and be like, hey, don't do this to the bully. The parent's not contacted at all. It's them, and that's who they talk to. They don't reach out, because I know parents that were like, in the comments, they were like, I didn't know my child was going to do this, stuff like that. They didn't even know.
Wow.
So if the parents were contacted, I feel like something could be more different. more different. I think
More-
that's more different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's if the parents are receptive, but you have to give them that opportunity to do something.
Right.
And if they don't know, then they can't help. So, and that's with anything and anybody. We're here saying that we're available to help. You have Selena, you have Anime, you have Jade, you have Angela, and a whole group of the Conversations with Selena Club that are willing to listen and willing to help and guide you in the right direction. I know that National Bullying and Depression, the month for that is the awareness is October, and then Suicide Prevention Month is September. So we definitely want to put some stuff on the calendar for every month, actually, to have some type of attention and awareness brought to the the months that have been identified as awareness. It needs to be daily. It needs to be every month. But I'm thankful that there are days and months set aside to say, hey, we need to bring awareness to this. So I'm excited about that. I don't know what we're going to do for this month. I know it's National American Heart, I think, is one. Of course, it's Black History Month. That's one. And it's Valentine's. So my affirmation for the month is love. Speaking of that, remind me to make an announcement at the end about love.
Yes, ma'am. And the phone number, Selena, for the National Suicide Prevention hotline is 1-800-273-8255.
Yes, ma'am. I got it right here. Let me put it up there. So while I'm doing that, I want to make sure that I do my commercials like I'm supposed to do. And we're going to have a commercial for Angela. So hang tight and I'll be right back. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right. Woo-woo. So Angela has a book right now called Fix My Smile. You can get that on her website. And when is the release of your next book, Angela?
It's going to be mid-April.
Okay.
And the title of it is Be Careful of What You Say.
All right.
So go online, get your t-shirts, get your books, Fix My Smile, and be looking for my new release in April. And that's books2win.com. Books2, WYNN.com.
So Angela, the Fix My Smile, that's a children's book. What about the Watch What You Say?
Watch What You Say. It's not a children's book, but it's young adults. You can read it to the children because they need to know. If they can read, they can read it for themselves. That this little thing inside of our mouth, right there, it can spark a fire and set ablaze to a whole lot of stuff if you used it in the wrong tone and at the wrong time. And
for years, people suffer from what your tongue has said.
Yes.
And it's only when you get help and you try to deal with it. Some people say, oh, I don't let it bother me. But in the back of their mind, it's still there because your brain is amazing. Your brain is going to retain that information, and negative things will manifest themselves, and it'll show up in alcohol, drugs. You're a workaholic, you're an alcoholic, so just different things like that. So we want to be happy, we want to be healthy, and we want to be whole. And we can do that with one another.
Before you release it out of your mouth, you need to taste your words. Taste it before you serve it to someone else.
That's true. So Alita says, I had to deal with my child being bullied and becoming a bully, but I always forced the school to address the issue. The school has their picks who they like, but as a parent, they would often see me and I would address the school board and the school. I didn't accept it. Bullies affect everyone.
Yes.
Thank you, Alita.
Thank you, Miss Alita.
Yeah, that is. We have to be our a voice for our children because,
Yeah.
like Jay was saying, she didn't even want to report it until she got out of that class. So you don't want to have that fear of retaliation because you're trying to stand up for yourself. And that is unfortunate that she couldn't say anything.
Wow.
And when you do say something, you're not even sure something happened.
Right.
And but if you live in Texas, you're responsible. And that needs to be everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes.
So did you ladies have anything else that you would like to say? We are at 1 hour. We started on time.
Yep.
Right now we're at the 1 hour mark because it is 4:33. I think we did awesome. We covered a lot of topics. We got the word out. We've made ourselves available. Let me just put I did say if you wanted to contact anybody or need to contact me, I'm going to put myself right on up here in black and white and red, whatever color it shows up. Here we go. That's me. If you need to contact me to contact these ladies or to get help, if you're being bullied, if you need more information, if you feel like committing suicide, whatever it is, right, there is my number. Y'all, I would never have posted my number like a whole year ago. I kept my stuff private, my Facebook page, everything. It's all public. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, anybody that wants to see it, they can see it because my goal and my purpose in life is to be of assistance. I don't want my bullying. I don't want my abuse. I don't want my life pain to be in vain. Oh, I need to write that down. Hold up. Y'all know I like it when it rhymes. I don't want my life's pain to be in vain. So I'm here to help. And there is my number.
Yes, yes, yes.
So did you all have anything else you wanted to say?
Be a voice for those who don't have one.
Yes.
Awesome, Jade.
Good.
What about you, Annie Marie? I'm teasing. I'm teasing because Angela called you Annie Marie.
And that's just
come on. I'm gonna address her with her right name so people will know. You got anything to say, Annie Mae?
Just that I am here and I'm willing to talk to anyone who needs someone to talk to. I'm officially in a psychology course. I'll be a psychologist. So I would love to talk to somebody. If you need it, I'm here.
Good.
And it will be confidential, correct?
Yes, yes.
Correct.
Yes.
There you go. That's the key word. We want to keep the communication that people have with us confidential because you have to build that trust before they're going to discuss.
Yes. Yes.
And it's by law.
Awesome.
Also a legal issue.
What'd you say, Jay?
I said yes, by a legal issue. By law.
What about you, Angela?
The biggest thing I want to say and impress upon the listening audience is to know the signs. Watch for the withdrawals. If they're withdrawing from family, if they're withdrawing from friends, if they don't want to go to work, whatever the case, if they're preoccupied with talking about death and speaking more about death and dying, listen for those or look for those warning signs. They're talking, they're speaking. So we need to open up our eyes and as the listener, the audience said earlier, you need to listen. Be that sounding board. Let them talk. And at the end of the day, we got to make something happen because we don't want to lose not another one, not to suicide because of bullying or whatever the case may be. We don't want to lose not another child, another adult. Can we save everybody? No, we can't. But if we can save one, we look, we're on the road, we're on the ball, so we're gonna right. So if you ever need anybody, if you need me to talk, I'm like Annie. Oh Lord, Annie Marie. Oh, Anne Marie, I just want to keep calling you by that. I don't know why I keep calling you that.
I had a teacher call it to me for like a whole year, and I never corrected him. Like, that's my name. Sure.
But call us, reach out. You got Selena's number down. So hey, call Selena. You better holler. Scream.
Yeah.
We're gonna hear you. So just don't put the pride aside and just make the connection.
Make the connection. Alita says, look at their skin because some are cutters. That is good. Because if they are wearing long sleeves in the summertime, especially in the South, that's a sign right there that something is going on. Because we just fill off those clothes.
Yes, Lord.
So, well, I have enjoyed you, ladies. I hope that everyone has received something from this episode. What I did want to say, though, before we closed out, I am having my ray of sunshine chosen by you, my YouTube family and Facebook family, because I see the comments coming in from YouTube as well. So I want to make sure that I send them a shout out. But I want you all to choose someone who you think shows love, that it doesn't matter the time or day, that's what their life exhibits, is love. And I do have some people that have already been nominated, but the cutoff is going to be February the 15th so that we can celebrate them, recognize them by the end of the month. So that'll give me an opportunity to pick them. I'll probably pull it out of a hat. I'm going to let you all nominate, and then I'll pick. If I get people that have the same name, if your name shows up like 3 or 4 times, I feel like you've won it. I don't need to pull out of a hat. Mm-hmm. But we just want to celebrate here. We want to encourage here. When you hear my name, Conversations with Selena, when you hear Angela's name, when you hear Annie Mae or Jade, I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words, but we want to represent what is good, what is kind, what is gentle, and what is love. So this month's affirmation is, I am loved. So make sure that you pay it forward for someone. I did request that in one of the other lives this month. Pay it forward. If you're in the line at McDonald's, pay it forward. If you have extra, pay somebody's bill. It will come back to you. You will not be at a loss. Mm-hmm. I'm not telling anybody just to give every time someone has their hand out, because you'll go broke. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying be kind. You never know who you're blessing. It could be someone that's starving and only has money for a 99-cent fry, but their stomach is hungry for the Big Mac, the fry, and the drink. And you may have saved a life that way by paying it forward and being So please nominate someone for love that shows love and pay it forward, and do it because your heart is being tugged to, not because Selena said it. I'm just planting the seed. But once you have that tugging on your heart, say, you know what? I think I'm gonna pay it forward. My 17-year-old came home and told me, Mama, I paid for this lady's stuff at the dollar store. I was like, what? And this was way before I even said, let's start paying it forward. This was probably 2 months ago now that he came and told me that. So I was very proud of him for paying for a lady's stuff in line. I think she was an elderly lady as well, which makes it even better. Oh, I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Let's just do that. Please, pretty please.
Yes.
Let's see. We got a comment. Can I get 2 Annie Mae and Jade sizes? I would like to do something for them.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do 2 Annie Mae and Jade sizes. And their favorite colors.
Okay. Pink, medium.
Green, medium, 2, please.
All right, pink, medium, and green, medium. And don't throw mine in there. Red and extra large. You ain't asked for mine. I'm just gonna go throw yours in there too.
Look, mine is red and medium.
Red. I did not know your favorite color was red too.
Yep. Red and
I did
medium.
not know that. Well, good deal.
And actually, I like red and black, but I'm going to say red and medium only
I
because
like red and
only because this month is the month of love, and I consider that the red is because of Valentine's Day.
Okay, gotcha. Well, thank you all, ladies, for joining me tonight. And let's see, who can we end with? Let's pick a commercial to end with. And we're going to pick, since Tamara is here,
Yes,
I can't do Tamara without doing Aletha. So y'all hang tight for me. I have to do both of them because Tamara is the one who is volunteering to do something nice for my guests. So hold on one moment. We're going to start with Tamara. Y'all see that? Those shirts were my shirts too. I love them. Conversations with Selena. Keep it smiling, sunshine. I am what I say I am. Look, I got all kinds of little stuff going on, and I love it. Call me extra. Look, she say, I know yours. I know. That's why I was just messing around. Yeah, people call me extra, but guess what? I'll be extra all day long. All right, so Aletha did a lot of commenting, so I appreciate your feedback because we love interaction with the audience, and her stuff is awesome. See, this is my cup back here. I didn't drink so much water today because I was sipping on coffee, but this is my cup, and I also have a shirt that matches it. So here we go, Aletha. We'll be right back. Hang tight. Woo, that was me right there at the end. I get so excited with those. So I just started with the advertisements. I got to get me a system and a rhythm going, and but I'm loving it. I thank God for my sponsors and the people that support me. Thank you so much. I had one other thing. I ran my mouth too much and I forgot what I was going to say, but I will come back later live, and whatever it is, mukbang. We're going to do a mukbang. That's what it is. Okay, so then I'm really going to let you go. These topics that we do, they're very serious topics. And so we want to just do something fun and light. You see, I'm always putting on music because music lightens the mood. We want you to be in a space where you can receive it. If it pulls sadness, that's not what our goal is. We want you to recognize and be able to identify with the topics, but not to where it causes you any type of stress. So if you feel like after watching these that you feel a little down or you feel a little bit depressed or it pulled up some things that you don't quite know how to deal with, please reach out and call us, because that's not our goal. That's why you see music and commercials, to kind of break it up. That way you can get the message, but it doesn't negatively affect you. Because I know when I take certain classes, they want to make sure that you're okay during the actual discussion, because the topics are so heavy and they are real. That's why I put in there, depression is real, suicide is real, bullying is real. The things that we talk, abuse, don't let me forget that one, is real. So if you want to have a conversation, let me know. You want to use this platform, let me know. It is available, but definitely don't let these topics take you aback. Please reach out. But I said that to say one of the lighter ones that we did First time doing it was a mukbang, a seafood mukbang a couple weeks ago. So the next one is going to be barbecue. And I will let you know the date, but it's just to give you a little bit of something to make you smile and make you laugh. We may even go outside and do a vlog. Who knows? But I just want you to be encouraged. Know that you're loved. Know that you're appreciated. And we will see you next time on Conversations with Selena. Keep it smiling, sunshine.
Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
yes,
Bye,
thank you.
Annie Mae and Jade.
Mwah.
Love y'all.